So we're gonna make a marinade for our elk flat iron steak, which is what we're gonna use in our tacos. I've got my garlic already in the press. So you put in however much garlic you like. I always like more than normal people. And then we're gonna squish about 1.5 limes in for juice. Once again, that'll cut down on the amount of salt that we're gonna need. And it'll help break down some of the fibers in the tissue. Oops, used that one already. And we've also got some chopped up jalapeno to add some bite. So that's our marinade. And this is our flat iron steak. So as you can see in this piece of meat, it's very, very lean. It's also going to be incredibly flavorful. And if you can see, the fibers run in one direction here. So that means it's like celery. If you were to cut this with the grain, it would be like celery. You'd have long stringy pieces in there. So once it's cooked, marinated and cooked, we're gonna cut it against the grain and we're gonna shorten those strands, and that's what's gonna give you a really flavorful, but slightly chewy, but still tender. So as you can see here, we've cooked our steak, our flank steak, and you can see the grain of the meat still in it. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna cut it across that grain, and that's going to shorten the strands and make your steak much more tender in your taco. I like smaller pieces, so I'm gonna cut the whole thing in half and then cut across the grain. Now, I love serving tacos when we have large groups of friends over because you can make a lot of it in advance, and also because beans are a big part of the taco. If you have vegetarians who are coming over, they just don't add the meat. It's really easy. So we've got our pieces here. See how that was cut across the grain? To put it together, you're just gonna grab your tortilla shell. I like to put the guacamole on the bottom because it forms a bit of a barrier, and the secret to making a good taco is to not put too much filling in, otherwise you can't close it. So I put that as a barrier, then the bean mixture, couple pieces of meat, and then you chop it all up with your pico de gallo. Absolutely beautiful, really healthy, really fast meal. This whole thing took me 20 minutes.